The order was canceled. Oh man, that wasn't a good batch at all. I guess it's fate. Good morning guys, today is Friday, September 2nd. I already got my first Instacart batch. It's at Loblaws. I'm gonna go shop right now. It's 9:40. My goal is to make 150 take because this Friday is the Friday before the long weekend and I have no idea if it's gonna be busy or not. I'm just gonna stay out till I make that 150 and see how long it takes. At the end, I'm gonna show you the orders I've taken during the day and how much I actually made and how long it take me. So I'm gonna go shop this batch now. So see ya and let's go. Hey guys, it's the next day, Saturday. Let's go over my day yesterday, how long I worked, and how much I actually made. So let's go. The first order I took was the Instacart Loblaws batch. It was $58 for 12.2 kilometers. It's going to 3 customers. There's 36 items in total and 51 units. The batch wasn't that hard to do. Everything is within the same place. And the reason there was heavy pay in this batch is because there were 2 cases of water, 1 case of Perrier, and 1 case of bubbly. So that was why there was heavy pay. The first customer only had 5 items. It's going to a staff member at the senior home. So I was told just to left it at the reception desk and I just leave the bag there and left. The second customer the dropout was at a house and she was the one that had the Perrier. The first time I actually bought a case of Perrier. So she has only about 12 items, I believe. And she has like medicines and all that other stuff. And after I dropped off, she just greet me outside the door and we waved at each other, so it was good. So for the third customer, he actually lives in a mansion. A mansion, like a 6,000 square feet, 7,000 square feet mansion. He's the one that ordered the 2 cases of water. So the Perrier and the bubbly goes to the second customer, and the third customer ordered the 2 cases of water. He's also the one that has the most items, but then I didn't mind it because it's going to a house, so there's no apartments. I have to go up the stairs and stuff like that. So I dropped everything off. I rang the doorbell and he actually greeted me outside the door and he helped me with the groceries. So that was nice of him. I think the total actually went lower because I did 2 refunds because the second customer was really specific about some items and she wanted a refund if it was not available. So I just refund those. And I think the total was $56. All customers tip over 10% of the bill, which is not the best, but then I would take it. At least they tip, and I make 56 in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So everything was good. After I finished that Loblaws Instacart batch, I drove to a new hotspot waiting for orders. I waited for a few minutes and I got this Uber Eats order. $20.19 going only 10.9 kilometers. So it's a stack, so I had to go to 2 restaurants to pick up the food. The first restaurant was Alchemy Coffee. When I went into the restaurant, the restaurant was packed, but they already had the food ready. So I picked up the food and drove to Ganesha Takeout. Ganesha Takeout, I think it's a takeout, like Sri Lankan takeout spot. Like everything, all the food is already made. So I guess that's why the tips are never good. They're very notorious about tips. It's either no tip or there's only $1 tip. I picked up food from this restaurant twice. One time there was no tip and one time there's only $1 tip. So for this order, I didn't understand how come at the end the tips were like around $11. So I guess this customer who ordered from this restaurant this time actually tipped decent. Because the Alchemy Coffee only has 2 entrees and 2 drinks, which I don't think they tip a lot for that much food. So I guess this time the Ganesha Takeout customer actually tipped decent. So that's why the order was like $20. I took it because it's almost $2 per kilometer ratio and it only took me 35 minutes or so. So that was good. After I finished that Uber Eats stack, I drove back to my usual hotspot. After a few minutes, I got this order from Uber Eats, from Tim Hortons. $8.54 going only 2.8 kilometers. That Tim Hortons is literally across the street. So I quickly drove to the Tim Hortons and just waited for a few minutes for the staff to pack up the food and wrap everything up. And it wasn't a long wait. It was like at the most 5 minutes. So I picked up the food, and the drop-off was at a house, so everything was good. As I was dropping off that Tim Hortons order, I got a stack from Uber Eats. $12.05, going only 6.3 kilometers. So the first restaurant I had to go pick up the food was Mom's Kitchen Korean cuisine. The restaurant, like usual, was very busy, and I just had to wait for a little bit for the staff to pack up the food, because the food was already done. So I just had to wait for the staff to pack up the food. It was pretty fast. I waited for like about 5 minutes, and I just got the food and put it in my car and went to the second restaurant, which is Garden Hong Kong Cafe, which is like a 30-second walk. And that restaurant was also packed. Like any other restaurant, I had to wait for a few minutes. The staff were all busy. They were all doing something, so I had to wait for the staff to acknowledge me. After I waited for like 2-3 minutes, finally a staff acknowledged me and showed me where the orders is. Well, I was actually on a table already. So I picked up the food and went to the drop-off. So the first drop-off was actually at a car dealership. I was told to leave it at the receptionist, but I walked into the car dealership's front office, and there were already a lady waiting for me. So I just gave her the food, and I took off to the second drop-off, which is a auto body shop. Again, the customer was already waiting for me at the front door, and I just passed him the food, and it was good. After I finished that Uber Eats stack, I went to do a Loblaws Deliver Only batch from Instacart. It was only $15, going 5.3 kilometers. And I received this batch earlier while I was doing the Tim's Uber Eats order. Those Loblaws Deliver Only batches could wait, because I find as long as I'm at the store within 30 minutes after I receive the batch, I will not get penalized. As I was doing that Uber Eats Tim's, I accepted that Instacart Deliver Only batch, and then after that I got the Uber Eats stack, like the Uber Eats stack I just did. So I've decided to do that Uber Eats stack first, because that would take me only 18 minutes or so. I don't remember. Check the screenshot. The drop-off is actually right near the Loblaws, so everything worked well. So that's why I decided to do the Uber Eats stack first, and then go back and do the Loblaws Deliver Only batch. After the staff loaded everything to my trunk for that Loblaws Deliver Only batch, I received this batch from Cornershop, $15.51, going only 4.1 kilometers. At that point, I've decided to take the Cornershop batch as well. It's only 3 items. There were only 2 cases of water, 1 little case of that Fiji water, and the air refreshener. I thought it'd be easy and quick, even though it's not going exactly the same direction as the Loblaws Deliver Only batch. Like the Cornershop customer, I had to drive a little bit up north this way, and then the Loblaws customer is like literally here, so I have to drive south a little bit this way. I know I can do it really quick for the Cornershop batch, and the Loblaws and Walmart are pretty close together too. It's actually on the way. After the staff at the Loblaws load everything into my trunk, I left Loblaws and went to Walmart, do that Cornershop batch. I dropped the water off first to the Cornershop customer, which was at a house, so it wasn't that much of the work. And then after I've done the Cornershop batch, I went back down a little bit south to the Loblaws Deliver Only batch drop off, which was in an apartment. But she had only 3 bags of groceries, so it wasn't that hard to do either. So everything worked well. After I dropped that Loblaws Delivery Only batch off, I drove back to my hotspot, and I got this order from Skip, $9.45, going 7.8 kilometers. The pickup is at Ithaca restaurant. It's a Greek restaurant. The reason I took it, because even though the mileage is not ideal, but because it was already 3 o'clock, I believe, I really want to try to reach my goal, $150 at that point. And it's $9, and it's not really that far. So I've decided to take it. The food was already ready at the restaurant. The drop-off was at an office, and the customer was already waiting for me at the front. Again, lucky day for me. She was waiting at the front, and I just handed her the food, and everything was good. As I was driving to the Skip drop-off, I received this Uber Eats order going to Gao Sushi, $8.85, going only 6.8 kilometers. So after I dropped that Skip order, I drove to Gao Sushi to pick up the food, and the restaurant was busy at like 3:30. There were still, I think, 7 to 8 tables full. So it was busy at 3 o'clock. Come on, like I don't think any restaurant would be that full at 3:30 in the afternoon. I had to wait for a bit to get acknowledged again. I don't know, yesterday, Friday, the roads were busy by 1 o'clock, which is pretty weird. I guess it's because everybody was off from work. Everybody was trying to rush to do their thing for the long weekend. So I was waiting for like about 3 minutes before somebody acknowledged me. And once the staff member sees my order number and stuff like that, she just packed everything up and I picked up the food and went to the drop-off. Drop-off was actually at the parking lot in a plaza, and the customer wanted me to wait for her there. So I just followed the instructions, and she also was waiting for me at the parking lot. I'm just so happy that customers are willing to wait for you. So I just gave her the food and everything is good. After I dropped that Uber Eats order off, I got this batch from Cornershop going to Walmart. $23.06, going only 6.8 kilometers to customer's house. And I immediately took it because it was good dollars to kilometers ratio, and it's $23, so I just took it. And as I was pulling to my hotspot, I received this Skip order too. It's McDonald's. This McDonald's is actually inside of Walmart, so it worked perfectly. And I think it was about $7, going only 2 kilometers. And I saw the address, it's actually across the road. So it worked perfectly. But then I think about 5 seconds later, it says the order was canceled. The order was canceled. And as a result, I only get $1.77 from that order. $1.77. Even DoorDash will give you half pay. Skip will only give you a third of pay. Like, come on. Comment down below if you're a Skip driver and if you have this before. This happened to you before, like cancel order. Like, come on, at least give me half pay. You give me $1. It's better than nothing. Like, I mean, like the Walmart, like the McDonald's is inside the Walmart, so I have to be in the Walmart anyway. I wanted to do the Skip first, then go back and do the Cornershop, but I guess I was meant to do that Cornershop batch instead of the McDonald's order. I guess it's fate. That Walmart batch wasn't that hard to do either. There were only 2 cases of Pepsi I had to carry, but everything else was pretty light. Just like a bunch of bread and produce and just like a bunch of cereals that he wanted. And it was not that bad. At the end, I get tipped only $5. I wish he could tip me more, but I mean, when I pulled up to his house, it says in the instructions told me to leave it in front of the garage, which I did. I guess he was following me on his phone or something. When I was dropping everything off, he just opened his garage and said thank you to me. So that was nice of him, but only $5. I wish he could tip me more. Even the customer with the waters only tipped me $5. I wish both tipped more too, but it is what it is. After I've done that Cornershop batch, I drove back to my hotspot and I received this Walmart 3 shop and deliver Walmart from Instacart. I think it was $18, only going 8 kilometers. I've decided to take it, even though it's not the greatest batch. I've decided to take it because I wanted to go home. I was getting exhausted at that point. I just carried too many waters and drinks today, so I was just exhausted. So I've decided to take this batch. It's on my way home anyway, so I just took it. Oh man, that wasn't a good batch at all. Check the picture out. Look at the picture. Look at how big the batch is. So the first customer only wanted 3 baby formulas. Yes, 3 baby formulas. And he or she want to hire someone to shop baby formulas for them. I mean, can't you just go to Walmart yourself and get 3 baby formulas? The second customer wanted everything at random, like from batteries to containers to groceries, you name it. So random. Like this batch, everything is all over the place. It's just ridiculous. And the third customer was the customer that wanted two boxes of diapers. Yes, he ordered 2 boxes of diapers. At first, I thought the third customer, the customer who ordered the diapers, tipped, because in the order screen it says tips for only $6. That's so little. Why did they tip so little? So I thought it was the third customer, customer C, who tipped for this batch. He had the most items and he had the 2 boxes of diapers. I actually refunded the second customer's containers. Like, check this out. This is the container that she wanted. And I didn't want to do it because everything was just all over the place. And $18 is not worth my time to shop for, like, to actually look for something. So I just refunded it. I'm not gonna even bother finding it. It's just too ridiculous. So I refunded that, and I just feel exhausted at this point. I don't know what to say. This batch was just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Come on. And then at the end, after I dropped everything off, check this out. It was actually the second customer who tipped. Oh, come on. Like, Instacart, you gotta do better than that. Like, you gotta show us which customer tipped. And the first customer and third customer didn't tip. No tip. And the third customer was the one that I did the most for because it has the 2 diapers. Come on. I know you probably have like Instacart membership and thought you don't have to tip, but still, I don't think they understand how Instacart works. Come on, you don't tip? Like, at least give me $2-3 or something. Like, no tip, no tip, and I had to carry 2 boxes of diapers for you. Come on, really? And I think the total didn't change much as a result of that because the first and the third customer didn't tip. And I just refunded that container. I think it didn't cost much. Come on, customer, you gotta do better than that. Seriously, you gotta do better than that. So that ridiculous Instacart 3 shopping delivery batch was like last batch. And by the time I dropped everything off at the third customer's house, it was 5:39, I believe. So essentially I worked about 8 hours. So after the tips came in from Cornershop, I made $198.89 in total. Yay! Almost 200. I didn't expect that on a Friday before Labor Day. Yay! I'm so happy. And that means I made close to $25. Yay! I didn't expect that on a Friday before Labor Day. I thought everybody is gonna be gone for the long weekend, going to college or whatever. But I made close to $200, like maybe just $2 shy from 200. So it was good. I'm so happy. It's not the best, but I'm glad. That means I reached my goal of making $150 on a Friday before the long weekend, and I made $25 an hour. Yay! So that's it for today, guys. If you like this video, please click the subscribe button, smash the like button, leave comments, ask questions. I will always answer them. I've never missed anyone, actually. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.